The following is a fan-made project. All My Little Pony programs, comic books, and related merchandise are owned by Hasbro Incorporated and its affiliates. Please support the official release.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk?
I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump, 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 my lovely little lumps. Check it out. だからハイハイハイ幸せがきっとハイハイハイ歌い出す輝いてるこの季節に胸が踊るの
Hello, I'm Thunderflare, Brony Analysis Extraordinaire, and I know I'm going to be in the minority when I give this episode a negative review. So move over, Gigi Brony, it's my turn to be a downer on Season 4. I'm just going to have to take the time to make it carefully clear exactly what my problems are with this episode. First and probably most obvious, Pinkie Pie is completely out of character in this episode. Laughter is the culmination of joy that comes from even the worst things in life. Laughter is hindsight and contentment with all that is past. Laughter is the thing that holds all those inexplicable other things together. Laughter is Pinkie Pie. Laughter is not sadistic emotional torture. But you know the worst part about this? Yeah, having Pinkie Pie out of character isn't the worst part about that. It is done to lower the quality of the writing. The out-of-character lines Pinkie delivers are meant to bluntly tell us exactly why Fluttershy has stage fright and beat us over the head with it. It isn't one of the most basic rules of writing. Show, don't tell. Let's look at a good Fluttershy episode, Hurricane Fluttershy. That episode shows us why Fluttershy is nervous. Some verbal explanation is used, but only when it's absolutely needed. So, Amy Keating Rogers decided to write Pinkie Pie out of character instead of trying to follow one of the core rules of writing, and that is the true crime. Oh, but that's only the beginning of my problems with this episode. Let's talk about this episode's main character and the plot. Fluttershy is a victim of what I call character splicing, wherein a character's portrayal is sporadic and inconsistent with where they were before. In this case, Fluttershy is right back where she was in Season 1. She is incredibly stage fright despite already facing that problem in Heartwarming Eve and Hurricane Fluttershy, despite the fact that she's clearly over it as shown in Rainbow Falls by her willingness to compete in an athletic competition in front of a stadium full of ponies. This is not where she is supposed to be in Season 4. Even worse is that the plot is a blatant rehash of Dragon Shy. Now, that's a great episode. I'm glad we can agree on that. But if I want to watch Dragon Shy, I'll watch Dragon Shy. We've been down this road before with this character like 4 times already. I've had enough. I'm sick and tired of plots that can be summed up with, there's a problem that Fluttershy has to solve, but she's too shy or scared to do it. Hi, Jinx! And how did none of her best friends know that she's a great singer and has stage fright? Why are people praising this episode for its plot? I don't understand. I know what you're saying now. Please tell me there's something about the episode you liked. Yeah, there actually are quite a few things I liked about this episode. Big Mac having a larger role and singing, that's pretty awesome. And the fact that they go to Sakura when he loses his voice and she comes up with using the poison joke and Flutter Guy to solve their problem is great. Oh, so now they care about continuity. Now the lip-syncing solution has the obvious end to it, but I don't mind. The reason we all know how it will end is because it's Singing in the Rain and its immense popularity, not because this show specifically has done it before. I also really like the ponytones themselves. When they sing, I don't hear the single voices, but a meld of the whole of them. And that's exactly like an acapella should sound. The song itself isn't all that catchy, but since we hear it like 5 times or something during the episode. That's probably a good thing. I also really like the varied body types shown in the new characters in this episode. This is a trend that was started in the last episode with Trenderhoof. Man, he is a hipster. Also, the jokes in this episode are just plain brilliant.
Rarity, you were awesome!
Thank you, Spike, but this is an ensemble.
Nah, the rest of you are pretty good too. Turkey call?
Yep.
Treasure voice?
Yep.
Zakora remedy?
Yep.
Not quick enough?
Nope.
Needed a deep voice?
Yep.
Poison joke?
Yep.
Flutter guy?
Yep.
Better now?
Yep.
And that shy Filly was living her dream in the shadows because she couldn't bring herself to come into the spotlight?
Yep.
No offense. You kind of sounded like a dude.
So now you're probably saying, so why are you just giving this a 2 out of 5? If you liked so much in the episode, why don't you give it a higher rating? Well, most of those things were supplementary. Seasoning for the dish, if you will. I mean, if you take most of them out, you won't really lose anything in the overall plot. There's nothing wrong with doing that, and that's a good thing to do, but it doesn't matter how much you polish a turd, it's still a turd. We're still dealing with a rehash of better episodes, forcing a lesson on a character who's already overcome this trial. Now I have just one more thing to harp on before I close this. Why isn't this episode about Sweetie Belle? Honestly, it was practically tailor-made for her. She's confirmed to be a great singer whose biggest obstacle is her stage fright. And unlike Fluttershy, she hasn't been shown to have overcome this yet. What, may I ask, would have been lost if they used Sweetie Belle instead of Fluttershy? They'd have to change the opening to have the CMC. You could, without need for explanation, have Applejack, Rarity, and Rainbow Dash over here Sweetie Belle singing, you know, and lead up to the progression of the opening sequence. Change the pony that loses their voice to Torch Song to keep us from noticing that she sounds like Coco Pomel, and all my problems with the episode disappear. I can't complain about the rehash because they're at least exploring a new character with it. I can't complain about them forcing another lesson onto a character who has already learned it because Sweetie Belle hasn't learned that. And among the scenes cut would be Pinkie Pie's out-of-character moments. Am I being too hard on this episode? That actually seems like a distinct possibility for me. I mean, my biggest gripe is that Pinkie Pie, my favorite character, is out of character. I also had high expectations because of this being a Fluttershy episode. I've been really impressed with Fluttershy this season, and have been hoping that this episode would make her one of my favorite characters. But instead, it does the one thing the show has done that I am sick and tired of. Am I being biased against this episode? I really want to know. Because I'm not sure. I mean, I'm like the only person, as far as I know, who's giving this episode a negative review. Alright. Well, let me know in the comments below. And next episode is Twilight Time, a CMC episode that will finally address the nature of Twilight's royal title. Sounds interesting? So who's writing this one?
Bum 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 ba da ba da bum 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 ba da ah bum 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 ba da ba bum bum ba da ah bum 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 ba da ba bum bum ba da trot outside.
Shake your tail, 'cause we're here to have a party tonight. Shake your tail, shake your tail.